Hey guys, it's Mia here, and I already tried to do this video once, but got interrupted, and I kind of look like a mess right now, but that's okay. It's not as bad as it could be, and I have to clean the house in a minute anyway. So before we get into this, I just wanted to say I hope you guys had a safe and fun holiday, and if you did go out somewhere, I hope you got home safe because especially here, I know the weather was terrible, so I hope you guys got home okay if you did go out, and if you didn't, I hope you guys had a fun inside holiday. So, what I wanted to talk about today is something that I've started to notice now that I'm an older Pokemon fan more than when I was younger. And don't get me wrong, this problem that I'm going to talk about has been present in Pokemon games for years, and it is more so now getting on my nerves as an adult because I actually noticed it. Now, that is, while you guys know that I've played Pokemon Sun, and I borrowed a friend's 3DS in order to do so, but I didn't get to play Pokemon Moon. And my cousin, since they were the ones that gave me these because they grew out of them, decided to let me borrow her DS that she never plays because I haven't been able to get to the game store to be able to purchase a 3DS. So, I was excited to play Pokemon Moon. And when I started to play it, granted I'm not done with it, but it's still pretty much the same exact story to Sun. Now, the problem that I want to talk to you guys today about is something that severely bugs me now as an adult Pokemon fan. And that is how kind of money grubby the Pokemon makers are. Now, that's because this game is exactly the same as this game. They just packaged the same game with a different cover sticker and said, you get this Pokemon in Pokemon Moon, and you get this Pokemon in Pokemon Sun. Corselia is the name of this one. I can't remember for the life of me the name of this one. I don't rightly care about the newer generations of Pokemon, not because I'm a this generation is better type of person, but because it just seems to have overstayed its welcome, and they seem to be running out of ideas with stuff. Now, I'm talking about Pokemon Sun and Moon because they're the ones I am currently playing. I don't have a Switch. I honestly don't keep up with all the newer consoles. I'm not that big of a gamer. I'm more of a casual gamer, even though I'm more into gaming PC-wise now. So, I'm not much of a gamer, so I don't keep up with consoles. But this really started to bug me because I was excited to play Pokemon Moon. And you guys, if you remember the video of I finally complete the Pokédex, or finally tried to, I actually finally for once completed the Pokédex. Granted, not all of the Pokemon from the Pokemon generations are in this game, but in the game, I still completed the Pokédex that counted for the game. So, my biggest complaint is the fact that they made 2 games when they're actually the same exact game with a different packaging and a different Pokemon legendary. And that has been prevalent throughout all of the Pokemon media, from Fire Red to Leaf Green. Those were the exact same games, just different packaging and a different starter or whatever. It's just a different legendary. Now, I get that in Game Boy games, it was good to get both of them, because then you could link trade them to yourself if you had 2 different Game Boys, or you could link trade with a friend if you had a friend over, because you didn't have internet back when Game Boys were a thing, so it works out better that way. But why do you need to get both of the games now? Because they're not 2 separate games. They're the same game with a different packaging and a different legendary. When now, with Wi-Fi and Wonder Trading, you don't even need to be in the same continent. You don't need to be on the same side of the world. You could trade with someone in China while you're sitting in America. You could trade with someone in Britain while you're sitting in Canada. It doesn't matter. So the fact that the only thing that makes these different is the fact that you have a different legendary in the storyline, literally just a different name with a different legendary, that's the only difference. So it's a ripoff that Pokemon makes you think you need both of these games in order to get the whole storyline. That's a lie. The mechanics are not different. The characters are not different. The story is not different save for changing the name. The cutscenes are not different except for the different Pokemon that shows up. There is literally no difference other than the Pokemon you get in the story. But like I said, with Wonder Trading, that doesn't matter. I got both of these in Sun without ever having touched Moon. I'm just now playing Moon, and I completed the dex in this, like, almost a year ago at this point. Actually, probably a bit over a year at this point. So, you do not need to get both of these games in order to complete the dex or to have the Pokemon from these with Wonder Trading. So, it just seems very money grubby to me, and because of Wonder Trading, Pokemon just needs to stop with these double releases. And you know what makes it all the worse? They did it again! They made this same game, not twice, but 4 times with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. They literally did. And I'm like, Pokemon, either you are running out of ideas or you are just that money hungry that you are willing to do this. Don't you make enough in merch? Don't you make enough in anime sales? Don't you make enough in all that shit? You have all that stuff to lean back on, yet you're still doubling down on the games like that and making people feel like in order to get something special, they have to get both, which each of the games are like $60 a piece. So that's like $120 for virtually the same game. Excuse me? That's not okay. And another thing, I feel like these games were really toned down. Pokemon has always been for kids, even though, hello, people of all ages from freaking 5 to 50 play Pokemon. But, and I'm saying that to say, these games have always been for kids. And though there are some challenging mazes and some challenging tunnels and caves, we got through it, even as kids. So why did they make Pokemon Sun and Moon feel so easy, like a baby could play it? There was something about this game that was no fun because it was just that easy. Like, it felt watered down. It felt like they were talking down to the audience instead of to the audience. A lot of the puzzles were non-existent. You were handed a Tauros or a mud horse, or you were handed those things. You were handed your ride. You were handed your surf. You were handed your cut. You were given all those things. Which, granted, that was kind of nice because you didn't need to have what is known as a TM slave in order to get through the mazes. Like, because we all know we had that one Pokemon that we didn't really want in our team, but we kept it there because it couldn't learn all of the TMs we needed in order to progress through the game, like Cut or Dig or Rock Smash and stuff like that. But this game just says, here's a Tauros, here's a Lapras, here's a whatever the horse is called. Like, you're not even gonna make us work to progress the storyline. You're just gonna go like, here you go, give it all to you. Why? Like, I never liked the mazes in the other games, but I put up with them because it was a challenge, it was a puzzle, and they're kind of a staple of the game. But there was none of that in this. And then on top of that, we were handed everything that we normally had to work for in order to progress the story. The most challenging time I had was probably the ghost lady at the Elite Four. Other than that, I breezed through the game. Even with, for the first time, actually trying to complete the whole deck. Like, why? It is already a game that kids can play. Did you really need to dumb it down that much? Really? And then, like, I felt like Mega Evolution was perfectly fine. I love Mega Evolution. They got rid of Mega Evolution in this, and it's like some weird special Z power. And now we have Dynamax. I did play Pokemon Sword and Shield a little bit on the Switch at my friend's, but Dynamaxing is so stupid. I don't want a Godzilla version of the Pokemon, especially if they can only be that big in battle and if the enemy can Dynamax too. Like, if you're running out of ideas, just stop. We have plenty of games. You can make more anime. You can make more movies. You guys have enough money. And Pokemon is still, to this day, one of the highest ranking gaming franchises. You don't need to keep pushing out this garbage to keep fans interested, because you're just making it seem like you care more about the money than the people, not only the newer fans, but the older fans like me, who literally grew up with Pokemon. Just, why? If you're running out of ideas, it is okay to stop. Better than, like, making a way too easy game because kids can't play it when it's always been for kids. Just chill. Relax. Well, that's my thoughts on Pokemon Sun and Moon and the whole making the same game just with different packaging things. And if this seems a little jaded, I'm not. I realize that I did get these games for free, but that's just me speaking for the people that did pay for both of these. You are literally just ripping yourselves off at these points. You don't have to do that. Especially because of Wonder Trading, you will get the Pokemon you want eventually, with or without both of the games. There's no need for it, and it just is starting to feel really money-grubby. It was different when internet didn't really exist, and when you needed a stinking cable to connect to your friend standing 2 foot from you, but we don't need that anymore. We can trade across the world to get what we need. And also, while I'm on that, before I forget, why do you force people to trade with people in order to evolve Pokemon? I get that it's supposed to be a social game, but trust me, people were talking about Pokemon without bothering to trade. And we had the card games to trade, so we could do that instead of the Pokemon. Forcing us to trade a Pokemon in order to evolve it is annoying, hard, and risky, especially for those of us that, especially now, where we either don't have a friend to trade with that we trust, or B, can't go anywhere anyway. So, it just eliminate the freaking easy difficulty that you've put on it, because now it's like a baby could play it when it's always been for kids and it's been fine. B, eliminate the fact that you have to force trade to evolve. That is so annoying. And you'll be golden. I think you guys reached your peak with X and Y and Mega Evolution. I would be so stoked to play those games, and I've tried those games, and they worked fine. But then you went to this garbage, and it's just, why? You didn't need to pander for kids. Kids will play these games because they love Pokemon. You're just ticking off your original fans and belittling your audience by treating them like they can't even lift a finger. So that's my thoughts on that. Can you tell I care about Pokemon even at 23? Well, okay. Anyway, hope to see you next time. What do you guys think about this whole double game, even though they're basically the same thing? Or what do you think about some of the stuff Pokemon does? Let me know in the comments down below, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, guys.